There's a secret that a lot of people don't realize. Las Vegas actually has a second strip, and it's nowhere near Las Vegas Boulevard. The Boulder Strip, sitting right off Boulder Highway, feels like a part of Vegas frozen in another decade. It's a completely different world from the bright lights and glamour of the main strip. The Boulder Strip and the classic Las Vegas Strip couldn't be more opposite. They're two totally different zones in the city. To show the contrast clearly, the Las Vegas Strip is the major tourist hotspot stretching along Las Vegas Boulevard. It's famous for massive mega resorts like Bellagio and Caesar's Palace, filled with luxury hotels, fancy restaurants, big productions, and flashy entertainment. Everything on the Strip is over the top, designed for travelers from all over the world who want a high-energy, glamorous getaway. The Boulder Strip, on the other hand, is a totally different story. Some of the casinos feel smoky and dim, and some buildings are still standing but completely abandoned. The whole stretch is lined with older casinos, cheap motels, and gritty dive bars, creating a rough around the edges atmosphere that feels more like a forgotten part of town than a prime spot for visitors. Here the lights aren't as bright, and the crowds are way smaller. Even so, there's something weirdly captivating about it. The Boulder Strip shows Las Vegas in its rawest state, with a mix of old-school character, faded neon, and an edge that feels both exciting and a little uneasy. The story of Boulder Highway, including the area now known as the Boulder Strip, goes all the way back to 1931. The route was built to link Las Vegas with Boulder City, which was developed as worker housing for the crews building Hoover Dam, originally called Boulder Dam. The highway was essential for moving workers and materials to the massive project. It played a huge role in shaping nearby communities. But as Las Vegas expanded, so did the need for places where travelers could stop, eat, rest, and gamble along the way. Once the city grew, Boulder Highway became a major route connecting downtown Vegas with the construction site at Hoover Dam, creating a new business corridor, though a much simpler one compared to the glamorous Las Vegas Boulevard. By the mid-1900s, as casinos took off in Vegas, the Boulder Strip slowly became a gaming zone. Unlike the luxurious resort-style hotels on the main strip, the Boulder Highway casinos were much smaller, cheaper, and geared towards working locals and road travelers. Many of the original casinos here catered to truckers, workers, and residents, offering low-cost gambling and a simple place to stay the night. Some of these old motels and casinos are still here today, their neon signs buzzing over empty parking lots, creating a kind of ghostly feeling. The first major step in turning the Boulder Strip into a real casino area happened in 1979, when Sam's Town opened. It was one of the earliest large-scale casinos in the region, and became known as the city's first big locals casino, offering budget-friendly gambling and family activities. The Western theme was a huge hit, with its rustic look and wide selection of things to do, drawing both Vegas residents and tourists. But even with Sam's Town becoming a local staple, it didn't change the overall vibe of Boulder Highway, which stayed a mix of old-school motels, dive bars, and casinos with a much rougher tone than the polished resorts closer to the Strip. During the 1980s and 90s, the area saw more development, with additions like Boulder Station and Arizona Charlie's. But even with newer properties, the Boulder Strip never really shook off its image. The casinos here feel older. Many still look straight out of the 70s or 80s, with dated carpets, aging signs, and a crowd that isn't interested in the glitz of Las Vegas Boulevard. This is the kind of place where longtime locals share stories about cheap drinks, late-night card games, and the underground side of Vegas that still exists right out in the open. One thing that stands out about Boulder Highway is the lingering sense of abandonment in certain spots. Some stretches here are known for higher rates of crime, drugs, and prostitution. And while this is still officially Las Vegas, it's often referred to as the forgotten edge of the city, where people go for activities you won't find on the Strip. It's common to see sketchy characters hanging outside dive bars, rundown motels, or in dim parking lots of long abandoned casinos. It's definitely not one of the safer areas, and even though there have been attempts to clean it up, the Boulder Strip still feels pretty rough. Even with all of that, the Boulder Strip still keeps a strong locals vibe. It mainly attracts people who live in the valley, with a few travelers passing through. And it remains an important part of Vegas's casino history, showing a quieter, more down-to-earth side of the city. Today, it's known for being budget-friendly, laid-back, and a major route connecting Vegas to Boulder City, and outdoor spots like Lake Mead and Hoover Dam. There are several well-known casinos here, but the one that stands out most to me is Sam's Town. I've stayed there before, and it remains one of my personal favorites. It's known for helping pioneer the idea of a casino built primarily for locals instead of tourists. It blends a charming Old West theme with tons of things to do, making it a fun spot to visit. The star attraction here is Mystic Falls Park, a gorgeous indoor atrium filled with waterfalls, greenery, and animatronic animals. Each evening, the park lights up with a free laser and water show set to music. Creating a really magical setting for families and visitors. I love vintage Vegas, so if you do too, I think you'd love this place. Other nearby casinos add to the area's reputation for being inexpensive, but also a little worn down. The typical guests are people who live in the area and just want somewhere to relax without the lines or high prices of the Strip. Some noteworthy places include Arizona Charlie's Boulder, a classic locals casino with cheaper gaming. Boulder Station Hotel and Casino, a larger property with a big casino floor, budget dining, and the Railhead concert venue. Longhorn Casino, a tiny local spot, and Eastside Cannery, once a major part of the Boulder Strip, now reportedly will be demolished. I have a full video on this casino if you want to check that out.
This is the best place on the Boulder Strip. I love it. The food is wonderful.
What does the future hold for the Boulder Strip? Besides the demolition of Eastside Cannery, Joker's Wild, also run by Boyd Gaming, will be going through some changes. The casino features hundreds of classic slot machines and is loved by locals for its cheap bites and low minimums. It even has a vintage slot tower in the middle that would give out prizes back in the day. This property is set to be replaced by Cadence Crossing in early 2026.
Now take a look. If we're going to walk right over here, if you've driven past this area before, you've seen this open lot of land. Well, that's where a new casino will eventually be built. Take a listen.
I enjoy the gambling and I like the food. I'm going to be sad to see it go.
The city of Henderson will soon make way for a new casino as development continues along Boulder Highway, just feet away from the already existing parking lot. Boyd Gaming's newest casino, Cadence Crossing, will be built adjacent to the master plan community of Cadence in Henderson and feature 450 slots with several food and drink options.
As you head farther south toward Henderson, the vibe softens and the area starts to feel more suburban. There's even another Welcome to Las Vegas sign, though this one is way harder to get a good photo with. At its core, the Boulder Strip still feels odd and stuck in another era. Have you ever visited the Boulder Strip? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more breakdowns like this, and I'll see you next time.